There were giants on the Mediterranean island of Sardinia. All that is left for now and is traceable are their burials, called Tomba di Giganti, tombs of the giants, couple of teeth or odd bones which by chance survived the great removal of all possible relics related to the magical races on Earth, which took place in the context of Sardinia a couple of decades ago. The statues of giants found in western Sardinia in the region of Mont'e Parma perfectly correspond to the size of many of the giant bones in Sardinia. The Mont'e Parma giants seem to be the perfect size we need for the Sardinian overall situation, because they are small enough to crawl into the nuraghes, and at the same time they are big enough to could have been able to build them without the insane for our size people endeavor required to actually move such big stones. It's not just about dragging huge stones in the fields. We should not forget that tens of thousands nuraghes were built, and the stones also had to be somehow lifted vertically at the height of sometimes 10 or 15 stories, and then placed with quite a precision, because if you are just piling up random stones, your nuraghe will not stand more than 1 meter high. This is one of the better preserved Tomba dei Giganti. Most of Tomba dei Giganti sites, however, have faced considerable deterioration. Maybe the stones had carvings, and that's why some people might have decided to take them along. But the interesting situation at this nuraghe is the big stones were most likely there. The main structure disappeared, but the penguin menhirs remained. So the giant statues of Mont'e Parma were found recently by a farmer. He scratched them while he was plowing his field. And such things are bound to happen quite often in Italy because it is so rich in history. However, me and you will not get a chance to see most of the other artifacts and even entire sites, because they are sold on the black market by the Italian mafia, and the private collectors keep quiet after that. The reason for people not reporting to the government is that if you find something like this and you report, they will take your land away because it will be turned into a historic site, and then they will give you a few pennies to buy a croissant or maybe even a packet of cat food, but only if it is Black Friday. That's why most people who find artifacts in Italy go to the mafia, because then at least they will get some share when the item is sold, while at the same time they don't have to lose their land. And the situation with the maintenance and the possibilities to visit the known historic sites is somewhat worse even than in central Italy, where they are mostly abandoned. In Sardinia, many of them are simply locked without any explanation, or some sort of note will hang with invalid phone number or opening times suggesting few hours per week, and then you go there during those times and it is still closed. Another common feature with the historic sites in central Italy is the way they are maintained. It is the same thing once they got excavated and cleaned during the time of Mussolini, and that was it. In central Italy, overgrowing with thorny blackberries was a major problem, and in Sardinia it's even worse. Plus, they've got the big, very thorny cactuses with the vicious, long, strong thorns there in Sardinia. And this other one, the thin one, that's worse even than the cactuses and the blackberries together. That one is pain personified. So, actually, some of the most important sites on our list, we could see them only from far away and not really visit, because they were already surrounded by impenetrable plantations of massive walls of cactuses. Yes, we could see in the distance that they are exactly as on the photos, but the photos were taken at the time of the Mussolini cleaning, not in recent times. So, when did giants roam in Sardinia? Definitely from the overall feel of the artifacts, we could say the time of antiquity. But of course, possibly earlier, and even much earlier, and possibly even later and much later. We don't know. However, the small scale nuraghes found along with the giant statues definitely suggest a connection between the nuraghes and the giants. Here we inquired with the locals in terms of possibly having seen some bones of giants or something like this, and he just confirmed that it was not his generation. The teams of giant bone removers swept through Sardinia at the time of his father, which matches the previous report. There were this type of inquiries made a decade or 2 decades ago, and at that time only the oldest people in Sardinia would remember it.